Yes, children, we are moving towards the last topic of this chapter, history, chapter number 3, rise of nationalism in India. Till now we have studied Satyagraha and NCM, CDM, its limitations, and different people saw the movement differently. Such topics we have discussed very detailed. Now we are towards the closing of this topic with the heading of sense of collective belongings. Sense of collective belonging mean to say symbol of unity. How the citizen of India or the freedom fighters who were taking part in this movement, they took it towards the end and made some program, make some arrangements. How will they show it at the world level when we have to show that, when we have to represent India, how it would be represented over there. And for that representation, these freedom fighters, constitutional framers and others, they work a lot, they work hard, intellectual work was there. They want to represent India in a very exclusive way in front of the world. After all, they have struggled a lot to attain that unity, because during that time the people of India belong to different regions, different communities, caste and religion, and that was the major we can say strong point of India, to make them united, to bring them on the same platform. Different type of debates, discussions, negotiations were there. Some were agree, some were not agree. So that is also very we can say very intellectual work, very laborious work to do that and take a final decision regarding the unity, to represent the sense of collective belongingness in front of the world, not only in front of the world but among the Indians also. It should be like that, to show that unity. Different type of folklore, folk songs, poems, writings, proses, all these were taken from different people. But how do they image their coming India? What do they want in future? How the vision of the people that in coming free India, what type of India they wanted. Like we also see that if we have to construct a building, if you have to give results, and if you have to do any future planning, and we take a vision, we see for citing that what we have to do, how it would be done, who will take part, how it would be implemented, and the different ways, right? Like that, these freedom fighters show the sense of collective belonging to represent India at world level, to represent India at world level. For that, different cultural processes also contributed. Like India is the combination of different type of cultures. The image of Bharat Mata, and that tricolor flag, national emblem, national bird, such type of symbols are to be decided how it will work after the independence. Just now we have discussed about CDM and this. In between there is a movement, that is Quit India movement 1942, that is not in your syllabus. But after this CDM, Quit India movement was launched by these freedom struggle fighters 1942. Its major objective was that in simple language we can say dafa ho jao, bhag jao jahan se. This was the trend over there in this movement. That's why these people took these pains and wanted to get it, struggled in this way. And another, that image of Bharat Mata was created by Bankim Chandra Chattopadhyay in 1870, when he wrote Vande Mataram also. The image of Bharat Mata was first painted by Rabindranath Tagore. And on the other hand, when we talk about the folklore of the country, folklore of India. It was also in that that Indian folk songs, tales sung by different type of poets. Their names are not mentioned here. Wandering poets, we can say. Just their imagination was also given value in Indian culture. Whatsoever they have imagined that the coming India would be of this type, they have started it also. In this way, there is one poetess, Natasha Shastri, collected massive collection of folk tale songs, and from this they revived this movement in different way. For this they revive this movement in different way and give the final touch to the sense of collective belongings in India. And in this way, the nationalism spread through the Swadeshi movement also, when it was first time our tricolor flag was used there. Our first time our national flag was used there. At that time our national flag was not of this type. Of this type it was somewhat different, that is the present type. There was blue color and now it is of tricolor, green, saffron and white. And in spite that in between that there is charkha, that is called 24 spokes. That was taken from Gandhiji's charkha, that Khadi and Swadeshi movement. It is as a symbolic of 24 hours. This may sometime in some serials I have seen when I was young, that they were using it as within a Hindi song, Jeevan chalne ka naam, chalte raho subho sham. Mean to say 24 hours we have to work for ourselves. When we are aware for ourselves, ultimately we are aware for our society, our nation, country, and contributing directly or indirectly to the services of our own country. In this way, all these folklore songs, poems play very, very important role. And in this Swadeshi movement tricolor flag, it was designed in Bengal, 8 lotus representing 8 provinces at that time, but crescent moon was symbolizing Hindu-Muslim unity. By 1920, Gandhiji had designed one more flag, that is Swaraj flag. It was tricolor, having spinning wheels, like 24 wheels spinning in it. And in this way, not only these things were represented by Gandhiji, our freedom fighters, they have reinterpretation of our history also for the revival of knowledge, presentation of India. They have taken part from and taken some help, taken some motivation, inspiration from the ancient history of India, that is revival of reinterpretation of India. The Indian peoples failed in different discoveries like mathematics. Zero was discovered in India, and then they realized that these great achievements in the past and struggle changed the miserable condition of life under British rule. But unification of people involved some problems. When the past that was being glorified, Hindu and Muslim unity celebrations were taken from different communities and people, then it was felt out that how rich is our culture. Now also we see that incredible India, how rich we are in our cultural representations, how we have great, we can say incredible India. When people realized this, felt it from the core of their heart, then they thought that this is not a big work for us, that British force cannot force us to live under their colonialism. We can forcibly send them out of the country. And within that Quit India movement, all Britishers had to leave, and India was declared independent on the midnight of 14th August but unfortunately it was got divided into two different parts, but that is based upon two nation theories, because that evil was not nipped in the bud, that is Muslim Hindu, on the name of religion. India got divided into two parts, but then also what was the main target? We have to take freedom, we have to take abolish colonialism from India. That was done on that day, and very important, there was a use of allegory. It means to say represent anything through a character. Like 19th century is known as the trend of allegory, and different countries used to represent themselves through the allegories. Like in our first chapter we have saw about Germania, and Europe there is Statue of Liberty, Germania, and in India we have Bharat Mata. Because at that time this was trend all over the world to use female figures as an allegory, and India also used as a Bharat Mata is calm, peace, we can say very peaceful manner. That symbolizes that India is a peace-loving country, and moreover these females are known for their patience also. And in this way we have studied this chapter, reached to the goal, destination, that was to achieve independence. Congratulations everyone. Read it carefully. Thank you students.